Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday's Moment video, in which I'm going to talk about my experience of going shopping this weekend, and in particular the experience I had at a business which actually I used to have some years ago, and that was a business of a garden centre. See you in a moment. Now, as I went around the garden centre, I was struck by a comment that I made to my wife. We were buying some plants and we wanted some compost, and I said, got to go back to the entrance to get a shopping cart, a shopping trolley. And she says, there's one just there. And as I looked around, all around the garden centre, wherever you were, where there was something that probably you would have to lift and carry, there were cart bays, trolley bays where you could get shopping trolleys from. And that just made me think, as I walked around, to look for other ways that they had made it easy for me to buy from them. And that reminded me of all of our businesses, and my businesses included, of how easy we actually do make it for people to purchase from us. Now, of course, we all know and understand that we have got to make it easy for people to take money from us. We've got to make it easy for us to use our phones, our watches if we're going to pay by cash, by card, however we're going to do it. Wherever we go, taking money is the thing that we try and make as simple and as easy for the customer as we want. And we know that if we go somewhere and it's difficult to purchase, particularly if it's an online purchase, if we have to go through lots of different clicks, and yeah, I understand security, but there are so many authentications that you need now to be able to buy something online. It's becoming really difficult for me in my business at the moment to actually process people's debit cards and credit cards for their monthly recurring transaction. The more difficult we make it at the cart and the checkout, the harder it's going to be, and that will be the last thing that people remember. But we have to look at all the other ways in which we can make the purchase of our system easier and better. And of course, what we're trying to do here all the time is we're trying to reduce the risk of buying from us, and we're looking to increase the reward. What are we going to get from this? But how can we reduce the risk as well? So of course, we can make people feel comfortable. We can have a smiley face. We can have salespeople available to talk to people. One of the most critical things I have about businesses is when I go into a store or anywhere, and people are talking to customers, which is fine, but they don't even acknowledge you as a potential customer, or they're perhaps talking to their peers, to their colleagues, and they don't say hello to you. I don't want to be pounced on, don't get me wrong, but a quick hello, I'm here if you need me. So the first thing we can do at every point of the buying experience, how can we make the customer smile? How can we make the customer feel that we're available to help? And of course, we can take different payment methods. We can make it so that when people buy from us, particularly online businesses, it can feel quite an anticlimax when we get to the shopping cart. So say thank you. And look at all the different aspects, from when people walk in and expect to see that smile, to the checkout where perhaps it's the last time that they might see you. All of that in between, what can you do to actually make it a better experience? Take a look at your business during this week and think about that journey from entering the store, whether it's an online store or a physical store, whether it's if you're a service provider, perhaps it's reaching out to you and asking for a quote, that first initial appointment that you have with them, all the way to them buying something from you. What can you do to make sure that every step of the way, you're making it easier for people to buy from you. Just like the shopping trolleys at every point across the garden centre, putting things that go together, putting compost with pots, certain plant groups together. What can you do to make that buying process so much easier? And I want you to think about that in the week ahead. So take a look at the week. Take a look forward at what you can do with what we've talked about this morning. If you'd like more tips like this, I do daily posts into 2 Facebook groups. I have a Facebook group for coaches and I have a Facebook group for businesses that are looking at taking their businesses to the next level. Message me directly if you'd like access to those. They're free groups and you can go in there and you can network with other people in there as well. And I've got some webinars that are going to be coming up as well that perhaps I can let you have the details of, and they're in that group. So hopefully this has given you a little bit of an inspiration as my parrot starts squawking in the other room. It gives you some inspiration to think about how easy it is to buy from you. And I hope that you will take a look at every part of your buying process, every part of your customer journey in the week ahead, and take a moment to reflect on that. And I'll see you perhaps in the Facebook groups. Perhaps I might see you on my podcast. You can be a guest or you can listen to the podcast, but perhaps I'll just see you on next week's Monday's Moment video. Bye for now.